Haciendo pues, filmes. Ah, ok.
Natalie. Hello everyone and welcome to our performance. Thank you for the patience again. So now we'll be having our second performance of the night, and this is our big class, so they are 9 to 12, 13?
Ha! 10 to 15.
Yes! And they are going to be doing a piece by Moliere. It's an adaptation. Natalie has shortened it a little bit. And yeah, they've been working really hard, same as the little kids. They've been working all semester. And they've come up with some pretty cool stuff that we managed to somehow infiltrate into the play. So their characters are also themselves infused into the characters written by Moliere. Yes, so the style is commedia dell'arte, but modernized.
This is what we learned this year.
Yeah, so if you feel like laughing, do so. You are allowed to. Yeah, please laugh. Please laugh. Anything else I'm missing? I think that's basically it. I will be featured in this play as well. I have 3 lines. So
She's actor.
I am actor. And yeah, that's basically it. Enjoy the show, and we'll see you guys afterwards.
I'll be back in a moment. Take care of the house and behave yourself. Watch the other servants. Tell me everything that happened. I want a full report when I get back. If anybody brings money, rush over to young Geronimo's house. I'll be there. If anybody asks for money, I'm out and you don't know when I'm coming back.
That's a sensible order.
Geronimo, I find you here, and here I was going to look for you.
Any special reason?
To tell you about some business of mine and ask your advice.
I'm delighted that we met. You can talk freely here.
No need to keep your hat off. Anyway, this is a serious matter that's been proposed to me, and it's wise not to take any steps without first talking it over with your friends.
I'm honored that you've chosen me. What is it all about?
Before I tell you, I want to be sure that you won't flatter me. Be blunt. Say what you think.
As you wish.
There's nothing worse than a friend who won't speak his mind openly.
Correct.
These days it's hard enough to find a sincere friend.
That's true.
Promise me you'll give me a frank answer.
I promise.
Take an oath on it.
I swear by our friendship.
Just tell me what it is. In your opinion, should I get married?
You married?
Yes, I, my very special self. What do you say?
First, tell me one thing.
What's that?
How old are you?
Old?
Yes.
How would I know? Whatever I am, I'm fit for my age.
Look, how old were you when you first moved here?
I couldn't have been more than 20.
How long did you live in Rome for?
8 years.
How long were you in England for?
7 years.
And later in Holland?
5.5 years.
How long is it since you came back?
That was in 56.
Skyline, by your own admission, you are in your 52nd or 53rd year.
It's not possible.
I'm going to speak to you as a friend, and frankly, as you made me promise, I would. Marriage is not for you. It's a matter of fact that young people should think about very carefully. The greatest feeling in life is to get married. The greatest disaster is to do so during our autumn years, by which time we should have grown wiser. Here, then, is mine. Don't even consider marriage. You'll become a public laughingstock if you deliberately take up those heavy chains after remaining free of them for so long.
I have only one reply to make to that. I am determined to get married in spite of everything that you say. There is no risk whatsoever if I choose to marry this particular girl.
There's a particular girl. You didn't tell me that.
A girl I happen to like. A girl I happen to love with my whole heart.
I see your whole heart.
Yes, indeed. And I've asked her father for her hand.
I see her hand.
And what's more, the wedding is this evening.
For heaven's sake, get married. I won't say another word.
Could you think of a man of 30 who looks fresher than I do? Isn't every movement of my body as snappy as it ever was?
You're right. Get married.
I used to dislike the idea, but now I have strong reasons. Apart from owning a beautiful woman who will take care of me, I must consider those little creatures having my image calling me daddy, daddy when I come home.
Nothing could be more enjoyable. Get married as fast as you can.
Honestly, is that your advice?
I mean it. You couldn't do better.
You're a true friend, Geronimo. I love your advice.
And what is the name of your interview?
Dorothy.
What? Doremi, that very young Doremi, is the daughter of Alcantor and the sister of Alcides?
Yes.
Great.
What's that you say?
And you won't marry her right away.
Didn't I make a wonderful choice?
What a disaster. I mean, what a marriage.
You're a true friend, Geronimo. I love your advice.
And you're getting married.
Yes. And, of course, you're invited to the wedding.
I wouldn't miss it.
At your service.
And yours.
Darn.
Oh. Boy, hold my train up properly!
Here comes my beloved. She is enchanting. That elegance. Where are you off to, Doremi, my darling, my dear spouse-to-be of your spouse-to-be?
To do a little shopping.
I am so delighted when I think I'll marry this beauty, this face, these eyes. Aren't you overjoyed at the prospect of this marriage?
Overjoyed. I swear, until now, my father has always kept me in check. He is worse than a tyrant. After the wedding, I'll be free to go and do whatever I want. I mean, you're a man of the world, so you won't be one of those narrow-minded husbands who makes their wives shut up like bears in a cave. I like games, visits, we'll have our own lives and friends. What's wrong? All of a sudden, your face is on pale.
Nothing. Nothing. Just a few vapors in the brain.
You'll be fine. I must go now to buy some decent clothes. I need quite a lot. I'll send the bill to you.
Scarrow, I'm glad to find you here. Yo, I happened to meet a jeweler who heard that you were looking for a diamond ring for your wife, and he asked me to tell you that he has one for sale.
So soon? There'll be plenty of time for that.
What do you mean?
I had a few afterthoughts about marriage. Before going any further, I just want to look into the whole thing more closely. I just remember this strange dream I had last night.
I'm in a hurry, or I'd be more than happy to hear you out. I personally don't believe in dreams, but if you do want to talk this matter over with somebody, try our local philosophers. They'll be more than happy to say everything that can be said about the subject. And since they belong to different schools, you can compare what they tell you. At your service.
He's right. I must talk to the philosophers about this whole situation.
Friend, you should be banished from the Republic of Letters.
Good. Here's one of them, and he sounds ripe for a discussion.
I can prove by conclusive reasoning that you're ignorant. No! Ignoramus! No! An ignoramissimus!
Somebody upset him. Dr. Pancrace,
You are as far from the truth as heaven is from earth.
people should annoy him this way. I
cannot with you right now.
Doctor, I come to you as a poor pupil.
At your service.
May I?
Do you know what you have committed? a false syllogism.
Please,
The major premise is stupid. The minor premise is irrelevant, and the conclusion ridiculous.
But
I will never give way on this. I intend to uphold my opinion down to the last drop of my ink.
Dr. Aristotle, what has made you so furious?
My fury is richly justified.
In what way?
A man who is a stranger to all knowledge sustained an erroneous proposition. A stupid, detestable, terrifying proposition.
May I ask what it is?
Is it not a public shame when a man has to endure the sound of an expression such as the form of a hat?
The what?
He must say the shape of the hat and not the form. This is the difference between the shape and the form. The form is the exterior disposition of an animate object, and while the hat is an inanimate object, he must say the shape and not the form. Yes, ignoramus that you are! There is only one correct expression.
Doctor, just don't think about it anymore.
I am not myself.
Leave the hat and the shape in peace. I have something to ask you. I beg you, listen.
Don't!
Oh dear. If only.
Just trying to put a proposition like that to me.
But he's wrong.
A proposition condemned by Aristotle.
I know, but.
Expressly condemned.
Yes, you're quite right. Yes, you're a fool and a braggart. How dare you dispute with a doctor who knows how to read and write? Now, will you please listen to me? I want to consult you about a personal dilemma. I've been thinking of taking a wife in my household. The woman I've chosen is young and beautiful, and her father has given his consent. But there's just one snag. I'm afraid of becoming the character that nobody feels sorry for. As a philosopher, what do you advise?
Before I accept an expression such as the form of a hat, I will conclude that nature does not abhor a vacuum, or that I am nothing but a dunce.
Doctor, can't you listen to ordinary people? I've been asking you questions for the better part of an hour, and you keep answering someone else.
I beg your pardon. What are you trying to say?
I must speak to you about this problem of mine.
And which tongue do you intend to use?
Which tongue? The one I have in my mouth, or going to borrow the man next door's.
That is to say, in which idiom will you speak to me?
I don't understand.
Italian, for instance.
No.
Spanish.
No.
Latin.
No.
Egyptian.
No.
Greek. Ancient or modern.
No, no, and no. In the language we're speaking right now.
I see. Would you mind going around to my other side? The side you are addressing now is meant for foreign and scientific languages, while this other one is meant for receiving our mother tongue.
Talk about a performance with these philosophy characters.
Now, your subject.
It's just a small
A
difficulty.
philosophical difficulty, of course.
I'm sorry, but
Do you want to know whether substance and accident are synonymous or opposing terms in relation to being?
not at all.
Or whether logic is an art or a science?
Not that either. I
Or whether
simply
the operations are the three of the mind, perception, judgment, and reason, or only the third, namely reason.
not that.
Or whether
I
the
just
conclusion is the essence of the syllogism.
no, and no. By every demon in hell, no.
Well, explain yourself then. I cannot guess what is puzzling you.
That's all I want to do if you'll only listen. This problem of mine,
The man
this
was
is
endowed
what
with
it's
the gift
all
of the
about.
spoken word
I
to
want to
explain
get
his
married
philosophy.
to a woman.
And our thoughts are the
who's
portraits
young and
of our
beautiful.
objects,
Her
just
father
as
is given
our words are the
consent, and
portraits of our
I'm
thoughts.
very
Now make use
fond
of the
her.
spoken
But
word
I'm
to
nervous,
communicate
you
your
see,
thoughts to me.
because
The
I can't
spoken word is the most
bear it
intelligible, whole externalized signature. What is this? Instead of speaking to me, you are moving away? You are more insolent than the creature I spoke to before. I, Pancrace, a man of learning, a man of letters, schooled in all the moral, natural, and political sciences. Spalmology, mythology, ow!
damnation, take all these philosophers. They won't make contact with people. I was warned that his master, Aristotle, was nothing but a windbag. I'll have to look for the other fellow, Marfurius. He's more sober and sensible, I think. Yes.
What can I do for you, Sganarelle?
I must speak to you about this problem of mine. That's why I am here.
First, you will have to change your way of speaking. Our philosophy enjoins us to never enunciate a decisive proposition, but to speak of everything with modest uncertainty. For this reason, you mustn't say I am here, but I think I am here.
I think,
Precisely.
but I think it because I am here.
One thing does not necessarily follow from the other. You can think so without it being true.
What? Is it true that I'm here?
It may or may not be so. We must doubt everything.
Well, if I'm not here, then who is this talking to you?
I think that you are here, and it seems to me that I'm speaking to you, but we cannot be sure.
What the devil is this? You're making fun of me. Here I am, and there you are. And thinking or seeming has nothing to do with it. Let's go on with my business. I want to get married.
I know nothing about that.
I'm telling you about it.
That may be.
The woman is very young and beautiful.
That is not impossible.
Does it make sense or not for you to marry her?
Either one or the other.
That's what I want to know. Marry her or not marry her?
It depends.
Am I getting into trouble?
You could be.
Please, a straightforward answer.
I am trying to give you one.
I'm very attached to her,
That might be understandable.
and her father has agreed,
That is not unlikely.
but I'm afraid of becoming a couple.
It could happen.
What do you think?
Nothing is beyond belief.
What would you do in my place?
I do not know.
What do you suggest I do?
Whatever you think best.
I'm losing my temper.
I wash my hands of it.
You old fool! You thinker! You seamer!
What will be, will be.
I'll soon make you change your tune, you numbskull. There's the fee for your useless advice. Now I'm satisfied.
You dare attack me! Tell my own stick about my back to meet me, a philosopher.
More furious. You'll have to change your way of speaking. We must doubt everything. You must not say I've beaten you, but only that it seems as if I've beaten you.
I am going up immediately to complain to the police.
I wash my hands of it.
I have wounds on my body.
Nothing is beyond belief.
You are responsible for them.
It's not impossible.
I'll have a word enough for your arrest.
I know nothing about it.
You will go straight to prison.
What will be, will be.
Just wait and see.
Impossible to get a straight word out of him. You know as much when you finish as you did when you began. Where could I turn for advice? The wedding is coming nearer and nearer. Was there ever a man in such a plight before? A gypsy, fortune teller. She can tell me about my future. Lady, can you read my fortune?
Yes, kind gentleman. I'm the fortune teller for you. Just cross my palm with silver, and I'll give you the information you want to hear.
There you are then.
You have a kind face, kind gentleman. The face of a man who will be something someday. You'll get married shortly to a nice woman. The nicest. A woman everyone will love and cherish. She'll bring you wealth, and she'll take care of you.
Now that's all very nice, but tell me one thing. Will I become a couple?
A couple?
Yes, will I become a couple?
No doubt that this will be the best marriage ever.
Will I or won't I?
Best marriage ever, believe me.
She left me stuck on my dilemma. I must know how my marriage is going to turn out. I find that wise old magician everybody talks about. Horus, the horoscope reader, the king of the crystal ball.
My lovely Jordan, are you joking? I am not joking.
Wait, perhaps I don't need to see a magician. The answer may be coming right towards me.
You're really getting married with that old man.
Exactly.
Could you be so cruel to forget my love and wipe out all the promises you gave me?
Certainly not. I look on you as much affection as ever. Don't let this marriage upset you. I'm not marrying the man for love. He is very rich, but I have nothing, and neither have you. while a girl cannot advance far in society, so I must get it however I can. This is an opportunity to make an easy life for myself. I expect to get rid of the old collar before long. I know he has 6 months left in him. I must hurry now to prepare for the wedding. Later we will have all the time we need to enjoy ourselves.
Doreen, wait!
Doramine and Geronimo. Now I'm sure. I'm completely off marriage. The wisest thing I can do is try and get out of it while there's still time. The engagement has already cost me enough. Let me see if I can wriggle out of this entire business.
Brother-in-law, welcome.
I'm sorry to bother you at your service.
Have you come for the wedding?
I'm so sorry to bother you.
Oh, it's not a bother. I'm as impatient as I can see you are.
Oh, it's nothing to do with that.
Everything is prepared for the reception.
That's not why I came.
The orchestra is hired, the food has been ordered, and my sister's ready to greet you.
It's not about that.
And it will all be done to your satisfaction.
But I have something to explain.
Come in, dear brother-in-law, come in.
No! One word first.
Let's not be formal. Come along inside, please.
No! I tell you. I have a statement to make.
Indeed?
Alcides, I asked for your sister's hand, and your father kindly consented. But now that I think things over, I realize I may be a few years older than she is, and not quite suitable.
Pardon me, but my sister's perfectly happy with you the way you are, and I am sure she will continue to be.
She doesn't know me. I have the strangest personal habits.
She'll get used to you.
I have a few minor physical deformities and deficiencies that may disgust her.
Not at all. An honest wife never feels disgust for her husband.
What else can I say? I beg you not to give her to me.
Are you serious? My father would die rather than to go back on his word.
Please, I'll pay you for everything.
Never! She's promised to you, and you shall have her.
How can I put it more plainly?
I would turn down a prince so that you could have my sister.
Thank you for the generous honor, but the fact is, I do not want to get married at all.
You do not.
I do not.
And why not?
Because I don't feel ready for marriage.
You are entitled to do what you want. I am not the man to constrain anybody. You arranged to marry my sister, and everything is ready, except for you. You want to retract your word. But never mind. I will go see what can be done. Wait, and you'll hear from me very soon.
Phew. Well, that was easier than I expected. I was sure that it would be harder than this to break off. The more I think about it, the better I feel at having pulled out in time. Alcides is back with the reply.
I have spoken with my father, and he said that there is nothing wrong in breaking your obligations.
I am most upset, I assure you.
I repeat, it is nothing. Now, if you please please make your choice.
Of those sorts?
If you please.
For what?
Monsieur, you refuse to marry my sister after giving your word. I am sure that you will not take offense into this compliment that I have just offered you.
At the what?
Other families would make a fuss, but we believe in being gentle. I therefore propose that we attempt to slit each other's throats in all courtesy.
As a compliment, it's unusual.
Let us now proceed. Please make your choice.
At your generous service, but I do not wish to slit anybody's throats.
Well, there is no other way. Now, Monsieur, if you don't mind.
I do mind. I don't want to.
You refuse to fight.
Oh God, yes.
Is that your last word?
It is.
Well, in that case, Monsieur, you have no cause for complaint. I have done my best to behave properly in these circumstances. You have gone back on your word, and you declined my invitation to fight. Therefore, I'm compelled to strike you a few blows with this stick, according to the rules of etiquette. I know that you're too much of a gentleman to disapprove of my actions.
The man's a fiend!
Shall we begin? You would not want me to do this by force.
By force?
You must either volunteer to take a beating, or else marry my sister.
I don't want to volunteer for either one.
Is that your last word?
It is!
I am stricken with remorse to have to treat you in this fashion, but I have no decent alternative. I will not let up unless you either volunteer to take a beating or I'll marry my sister!
All right. I give in. I'll marry her.
I am delighted that you understand my point of view and that matters can be settled amicably.
Good day, you gentlemen. What is happening here?
Dear sister, please be ready for your wedding and let's celebrate.
Thank you.